Well, there's a sort of famous saying from an American pop song of the 70s, "These are the good old days." We have to remember that what we are living through right now, one day someone in the future is going to look back at this nostalgically, and that casts a little bit of light on what the past actually was like. When we think about it nostalgically, we probably aren't taking into account all kinds of people who found it challenging in lots of different ways. It's a very easy thing to do to say things used to be better, and if you elect me, I'm going to make them the way that they used to be. And lots of politicians deploy that. We all deploy it. When we talk to our kids about what things were like when we were young, I think we tend to see things with nostalgic glasses and imagine that things maybe were better than they used to be. But certainly politics manipulates nostalgia all the time. The whole slogan on which Donald Trump was elected, "Make America Great Again," was a slogan of nostalgia. And I think in a number of European countries, I won't name names, you see similar attempts to return to what was imagined as a better, cleaner, or purer past. And those are all forms of nostalgia. I think historians, there are many different ways to think about the past. There's history, there's memory, there's nostalgia, and these are interrelated, but they aren't the same thing. And historians have to be sure that what they're doing is history, not memory, and not nostalgia. As a master's student at the University of Chicago, I was studying comparative religion, and I knew that I wanted to do something connected to Greece and the Ottoman Empire. I didn't quite know what. Yeah. And almost by pure chance, I found on a shelf at the Regenstein Library at the University of Chicago a very beautiful leather book with gold writing on the cover, which was an English translation of a travel log written by Dmitri Cantemir, and reading it was like entering kind of almost a fairy tale. Presented me with this person who was cosmopolitan, who spoke all these different languages, who was Ottoman but was also Romanian, and was also Orthodox Christian, but knew so much about Muslims. And he was a real cosmopolitan of a sort that I came to very much identify with Ottoman history, and it propelled me to want to study more about it. Extremely relevant, but we have to really accept the challenge of thinking about what it was that the Greeks meant when they talked about democracy. When we talk about democracy, we probably have a very different thing in mind, but absolutely these thinkers who grappled with freedom and human will and war, they're more relevant than ever. They had a huge amount of time, and they spent a huge amount of time thinking about some of the most profound questions that trouble us, like why was I born? Why do I die? Why do people suffer? Is there a God? What is the point of all of this? These are really, really basic questions, but they're tremendously profound, and the classics spend a lot of time thinking about them and talking about them. It's a place to get comfort. Well, I think the real challenge, it's not so much to defend as to make relevant, because we exist in a world in which we know there are far more voices than there used to be. There are far more different people than we used to think about and take into account. And the thing that will, in effect, keep the classics alive or Western tradition alive is making it speak to all sorts of different people rather than just to one group of people. And I think we're managing to do that in many instances.